Karina, baby, I'm going to start you out with a story today. It's New Year's, right? It's a new day for a new beginning, right? And every single holiday and every single day is supposed to be what? The best day ever. I used to tell you this all the time. We would be driving in the car and I'd go, Karina, baby, what's today? And you'd play along with me. And you go, Mama, I don't know. I go, baby, it's the best day ever. And you go, Mama, why? And I go, because you're a part of it, right? It's the best day ever. It's always the best day ever. A lot of things in your life are going to happen to you, and the thing is, you can't expect anything from anyone ever. You have to expect things from yourself, right? Drink good water, eat good food, treat yourself well. You have to expect to love yourself and treat yourself very well. Doesn't matter what's going on around you, treat yourself well. If you treat yourself well and you take care of yourself, it enables you to be able to take care of other people, right? You have to treat and love, you have to really love yourself, no matter what. And so it's New Year's, and it's not only a new day, but it's a brand new year. It's 2021, and this year is going to present itself with lots of very good opportunities, places to go and things to do and people to see. And I hope that every single person that you encounter is a blessing. A very, very good blessing to you, because you learn from everybody, right? God puts people in your life for a time being. Sometimes it's a really long time. Sometimes it's only a short time. Most of your friends that you might have for a really long time. Like Mama's friends, my friends, I've had for the last 14 years, for the last 26 years, for the last, 30 years. Mama's had friends. Some of my friends I've had since I was 4, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7, 8. So I have a lot of those friends from elementary school that are still my friends, that I consider my friends, and that I could call up today and be like, hey, how are you doing? And we catch up, and it's like we never lost time because we've known each other since the first grade. And it's just an amazing thing. And I really hope that you make lifelong friends like that. I hope that you make friends with people that you will know for the rest of your life, and that you could call up and rely upon for the rest of your life. I want you to have siblings. I want you to have lots and lots and lots and lots of family that you could rely on. Like, you have your aunts, and you have your uncles, and you have your cousins. Some of them I know you didn't meet yet. Including your grandma, and your grandpa. You have so much family, and I want you to just have more family, because family is really what makes it worth it. But I also want you to have friends. I want you to have really, really good friends. Alright, so when I was little, I think I already told you this story. It was my twin brother and it was our birthday, and we were cleaning up the porch in one of the houses that we owned. And my father wanted us to make sure that we knew that even though it was a holiday, it was our birthday, and it was 2 kids' birthday on the same day. We're twins. And he wanted us to know that even though it was our birthday, it was really just another day out of the year. Just another day on the calendar, just another date that we should learn how to get through. So he had us cleaning on our day open. He had us cleaning up the porch. And he didn't want us to get a cake, and he didn't want us to have a party, and he didn't want us to do anything that was to celebrate our birthday, because he wanted us to learn that today is just another day. Now, my mother couldn't abide by those rules that my father had put into place, even though he told her, no, nothing for the kids. Do anything for the kids for the birthday. She decided to go out and get us a cake. And she decided to call my father to make him aware of the fact that the house that she was renting, because we owned a few houses and then she was renting a house. The house that she was renting, which is where we lived, was going to have a birthday cake at it. And it was going to be happening. Yes, it was. But he tried to instill within us, and he still taught us the lesson just by him being like, you're not getting this today. This isn't going to happen. You have to realize that every single day is just another day on the calendar. I know it's your birthday, but it's just another day. And I think that's why every single month did on the 10th, I did candles and I did cake with you, because I wanted you to realize how important you really are. Like, my father wasn't trying to say that we weren't important. He was just trying to be like, not every single birthday is going to be celebrated with you. Like, some days you're going to be alone. And you're going to have to be okay with being alone and with being with yourself. And that's okay. You know, he was just trying to teach us he wasn't always going to be there either. I got really, really sick. We went swimming at the West Side Pool. And, you know, because we were always up in Scranton. We owned a house up in Scranton, too. And so my father, I used to love to swim when I was little. He wouldn't go into the pool, but he used to take me to the pool after 5 because it was free after 5. And so I went swimming, and I got a really, really bad kidney infection. Either from the water or whatever it was, I don't know. But I got a really, really bad kidney infection. They didn't know what was wrong with me at all. Now, my papa was very, very sick. He was terminally ill, is what he was, which means he wasn't going to get any better. He was never going to get better. There's nothing they could really do for him. Like, they tried to clean out his blood. They tried to give him medication. They tried to give him cocktails. They tried to give him AZT. They tried to give him all this stuff to try and make him last longer. But they knew that he was never going to actually get better. And so that's why my father got to spend so much time with us when we were little, because since he was terminally ill, if you become terminally ill, you could go on a thing called disability, and they will give you a Social Security benefit for the amount of money that you already worked for. And so you pay into Social Security, and when you need it, like when you become terminally ill, they will give you back what you earned. That's the way it works. And since he earned those credits, if someone works outside the home, they earn the credits for SSI. If they become terminally ill and they are no longer existing on this planet and they are up in heaven, their children proceed to gain that benefit because they worked outside the home for X amount of time. Right? So that's just the way. You should know how money works, and you should know how disability works, and you should know how SSI works, and you should know how these things work because it's a part of our society and our system. You should know that you are way more important than just being a number as a taxpayer, too. You, as a human being, you're valued way beyond what our society would ever deem valuable to somebody, because you're here and you're existing and you're breathing, and God has you here for a purpose. You have so much value. But going back to the story, though, my father wanted us to realize that even though holidays and birthdays and all these things will come by, it doesn't mean that they're going to be celebrated. And, you know, when I got sick and I went into the hospital, they had no idea what was wrong with me. They did a spinal tap on me with this huge needle that they put into my back. And because they were just trying to find out what was wrong with me, because they didn't know my legs and my ankles were all swollen up with water. And they had no idea why or what happened. And I was just really, really sick. I couldn't eat. I was on the couch for like a number of days before I even said anything because my father was so sick. I was like, well, he doesn't complain, so I can't complain either. I mean, well, what would that do? Like, if I were to complain that I can't do something, or I don't feel good, or I can't eat anymore, I can't drink anymore, I can't do anything. I didn't think it was going to be a good idea for me to speak up. When you're sick, baby, always say something. Say, I don't feel good, my stomach hurts, something hurts, my legs hurt. You can always say that you don't feel good. That doesn't make you weak. And like, you keeping the pain inside of you and not saying it doesn't make you weak. It makes the problem able to be found sooner. If I would have complained from the time that I got home to the pool when I didn't feel well anymore because I was sick. I got sick as I was leaving the pool. I realized I was sick. There was nothing wrong with me going into the pool. I went swimming, and then I was leaving. As we were leaving, I realized I got a really bad headache and I got a stomach ache and I got really sick. And I didn't say anything. Instead, I went home and I decided to curl up with my, you actually have the blankets at the house. They're brown and white blankets that we had growing up that I had brought with me, and now your papa has at the house, and hopefully they're still there. They're just really nice blankets. But instead of curling up with a blanket on the couch and not moving for a couple of days, and then my mother finally realizing that I'm super sick. If I didn't do that and just said something, I wouldn't have gotten as sick as what I did. But my father, when we were going in, was telling my mother that she wasn't allowed to stay with me. And my mother pitched a fit, and she was like, no, I'm staying with her. Like, not like a fit like that, but just like, she wasn't going to obey her husband. She's like, no, I am staying with my daughter, and she's not staying overnight in a hotel by herself with people she doesn't know. I'm staying with her. So she disobeyed my father, and she went out to Long John Silver, and she got us hush puppies, and she got us all this fried food, right? She brought it back because at that point in time, I was on medication, and I could eat a little bit more, and, you know, so I picked up the food, and I thanked her for staying with me overnight, because she went against what my father had told her she was allowed to do. And, but, like, the lessons that he was trying to instill with us was that you're going to be alone in a hospital one day. And that happened, you know, a number of times as I became an adult. You know, I was alone in the hospital a lot because, and not just for visits, but, like, as I was when I was a kid, like, he wanted me to learn how to be in a hospital as a kid overnight. But as an adult, I had to be alone in the hospital for a couple of operations because he was going to be there. You know, I had someone to pick me up, which was great, but you're alone in the hospital for that time. And, you know, some things you have to go it alone. You really do. And then you have to adapt to your environment. And there's nothing wrong with that. And every holiday, you might not have someone to celebrate the holiday with. Like tonight, it's, you know, it's New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. Today is actually the 31st, and I'm making this video for tomorrow. And because I'm going to download it tonight. And, you know, but because the internet is so slow here, that's the reason why I do that. But I'm going to be home tomorrow, and I'm going to, you know, do a book for the 2nd, and it's going to be on the 1st. Every day is just a day ahead. And that's just so that I know for a fact I'm going to upload it at midnight, and then I'm going to fall asleep, and I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to type it in what the books are, and I'm going to put it as public, and you're going to get to see it. Hopefully you're going to get to see it. But Mama's alone right now, right? I'm at home, and I get to read these storybooks, and everyone else went out, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they're probably going to be back before midnight anyway, so maybe I'll get to be with them tonight, and maybe I won't. But even if I don't, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Doesn't mean that you can't cry. Doesn't mean that you can't wrap yourself up in a blanket when you're sad and just go to sleep. And wait for the tomorrow and try again. Just try again. It doesn't matter if you don't have everything that you want. You have everything that you need. That's a different story. You have food, you have water, you have shelter, you have warmth, alright? That's what you need. You need love, too. I love you. I will always love you, Karina. I will always love you. You're so cute. Look at you. Look at my baby. Look at my baby. I love my baby. Look at you on the swing. You're 2 years old there. I love you. I love you so much. And I just miss you. You know that? I just miss you. You're so perfect. You really are, Karina. You're so perfect. Your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, you're perfect. You're perfect, honey. And I miss you. More than anything. I miss you. Let's get into these storybooks. I just want to explain to you, the point of that story is that you're not going to spend a holiday with somebody all the time. Sometimes you might be alone. And that's okay. It's okay to be alone with yourself, to have time to think and to gather and to read books to somebody. And it's okay to be alone, whether you're in a hospital or it's a holiday and you're alone. And it's okay to not expect anything from anybody else, so this way your own feelings aren't disappointed. Okay? And it's okay not to celebrate every holiday, too. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. For January 1st, let's get into these books. 14 minutes into this. It is a good start. It is a good start to this year. It was the first day of the new year. Ben was getting dressed in his room. "I can't find my socks," said Ben. "They might be there somewhere," said Mama. Ben rummaged through a heap of clothes. He found shorts, a shirt, and 2 sweaters and undershirts, and 3... Oh, and there were his socks on the bottom. "Time to tidy up, I think," said Mama. So Ben put his socks on and folded his clothes in a drawer. "Well done," said his Mama. Ben searched for his shoes. He found the left shoe by the bookcase, and the right shoe was missing. I can't find my shoe, said Ben. It must be there somewhere, said Papa. It wasn't on the shoe rack or behind the door, so Ben looked under the bed. He found a balloon, some chips, 5 marbles, and his playful puppy Boris. And there was his shoe at the back. Time to tidy up, I think, said Papa. So Ben tied his shoelaces and cleared everything off his floor. Well done, said Papa. After that, Ben went to find his dump truck. It had great big wheels and the back tipped up. But when Ben opened the toy cupboard, everything fell out. You'll never find your truck in that mess, said Mama. It might be there somewhere, said Papa. Time to tidy up, I think, said Ben. So Ben picked up his puzzle, sorted the games, and put his toys back in the cupboard. And last of all, there was his favorite truck. You've made a good start to the year, said Mama and Papa. Ben looked around his clean and tidy room. Yes, said Ben, I have. He made a good job, right? Cleaned up all of his toys and all of his stuff. The problem is not really that he's not tidy, it's that he has too much stuff. Alright, if you have so much stuff in a small space, it looks like everything's messy all the time. You had so much stuff in your room because Mama I love to shower you with things. I like to give you gifts, and I like to give you love, and I like to take you places. I like to do things with you. But your room is never really actually dirty. Mama cleaned it every single time that you fell asleep. Every single time that you fell asleep, I'm like, okay, it's time to clean my kid's room. And I'd clean your room constantly. And your room always looks so super cute. I don't think the photo's over there of your bedroom, actually. But, oh my gosh, it was the TP photo with our cat squishing it. Oh, God, I miss him. He was the most loving cat ever. He'd just come up to me and let me brush him. You would push him out of your lamb chair that he claimed as his own. He would sleep in your co-sleeper. Oh my gosh. You guys had a little rivalry going on, but you guys were so cute together. Alright, so sign of my nation, great and strong. Let's take a look at this photo. There's not very many photos in this book. So where there are, we could focus on the photo. The Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home and the brave, on the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's hardy host did dread silence repose. What is that which the breeze over the towering steep at a faithful blows half cancel, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the mountain's force beam, in full glory reflected, now shines on the stream. 'Tis the Star-Spangled Banner, oh long may it wave over the land of the free and the home and the brave. And where is that band, oh so valiantly soared, that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion at home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed our foul flows, footsteps, pollution, No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight, of the bloom of the grave, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever, when freemen shall stand between their loved homes and the war's disillusion. Blessed was victory, and peace may the heavens rescued land. Praise and power and hath make and preserved us a nation. With conquer we must, when our cause is so just. And this be our motto, in God is our trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave over the land of the free and the home and the brave. America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesties, and the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrims' feet, whose strain and passion stress a thought for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thee every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, the liberty and law. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved and liberating strife, whose more than self thy country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success by nobleness and every grain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dreams, that seems beyond the years, thine alabaster city gleams, undeemed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned by thy God with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Next one is Columbus. Behold him lie thy grey Azares behind the grate of Hercules, before him not the ghost of shores, before him only shoreless seas. The good mate said, now must we pray, for lo, the very stars are gone. Brave Admiral, speak, what shall I say? Let's say sail on and on. My men grow musteries day by day. My men grow ghostly, worn and weak. And stout mate through of whom a spray of salt wave washed his sweaty cheek. What shall I say, brave animals, say, if we sigh night but seas at dawn? Why, you shall say at break of day, sail on, sail on, sail on and on. They sailed and they sailed, and the winds might blow, until at last the balance might set. The blanched mate said, why not even God would know, should I and all my men feel dead. These very wishes forgot their way, for God from those dread seas is gone. Now speak, brave admiral, speak and say, hold on. He said, sail on and on. They sailed, then spoke the mate. This mad sea shone his teeth tonight. He curled his lip, he lies in wait, and lifted teeth as if to bite. Brave admirals, say but one good word. What shall we do when hope is gone? The words leapt like a leaping sword. Sail on and on. So what should we do when hope is gone? You just keep going on and on and on. That's amazing. Then pale and worn he kept his deck, and pierced through darkness that night of all dark nights, and then a spark of light, a light, a light. It grew, a starlight fling unfurled, to grow to be Tim's burst of dawn. He gained a world. He gave that world the greatest lesson. On, sail on. Sonnet. There was an Indian who had no charge, who stayed content along the sunlit beach. Gathering shells, he heard a sudden strange chameleon noise, looked up and gasped for speech. For it is the bay where nothing was before, moved on the sea by magic. Huge canoes were bellying close and poles, and not one oar. He flung colors, signs, and clamored claws. And he, in fear, this naked man alone, has fallen his hands, forgetting all their shells. His lips gone pale, knelt low before a stone, and stared and saw, and did not understand Columbus's boom burdened caverns slant to the shore, and all their seamen land. Hiawatha's childhood. By the shore of Gidigum, by the shining big blue sea of water, stood a wigwam, and Nokomis, daughter of the moon, Nokomis. Dark behind it rose the forest, rose in black and gloomy pine trees, rose the ferns with cones upon them. Bright before it beat the water, beat the clear and sunny water, beat the shining blue sea water. There the wrinkled old Nokomis nursed the little Hiawatha, rocked him on the laden cradle, bedded soft in moss and rushes, safely bound with reindeer sinews, stilled his fretful wail by saying, "Hush, the naked bear will hear thee," lulled him into slumber, singing, "Ee-a-wee, my little owlet." Who is this that little lights of Wigman? With his great eyes lights the Wigman, "Ee-a-wee, my little owlet." Many things Nicomachus taught him of the stars and the shines in heaven. Shown him Isakuda, the comet, Isakuda with fiery trees. Downs in the death dance of the spirit, warriors in their plums and war clubs, flaring far away the northward in the frosty nights of winter. Showed the broad white rim in heaven, pathways to the ghosts and the shadows, running straight across the heavens, cowered with the ghosts and the shadows. At the door of the summers and evenings sat the little Hiawatha, hearing the whispers of the pine trees, hearing the leaping of the waters. Sounds of music, words of wonder. Minnie Wawa, said the pine trees. Mudway Ashkawa, said the water. Saw the firefly wee wa tasting, filling through the dusk of evening with the twinkling of its candle, lighting up the barks and bushes, and he sang the song of children. Sing the song Neomachus taught him. Wee o wa tisa, little firefly, little fitting white fire insect, little dancing white fire creature, Light me with your little candle, eerie upon my bed I lie me, eerie in sleep I close my eyelids, saw the moon rise from the water, rippling round from the water. Now the flakes and the shadows on it whispered, "What is that, Nokomis?" And the good Nokomis answered, "Once a warrior very angry seized his grandmother and threw her up into the sky at midnight. Right against the moon he threw thee. 'Tis her body that you saw there. Saw the rainbow in the heaven, in the eastern sky, the rainbow whispered with the Nicowasin." And the good Nicomasis answered, "'Tis the heaven of flowers you see there, all the wild flowers of the forest and the lilies on the prairies. When the earth they fade and perish, blossoms in the heavens above us." When he heard the owls at midnight hooting, laughing in the forest, "Who is this?" he cried in terror. "Who is that?" said Nicomachus. And the good Nicomachus answered, "That is but the owl and owlet, talking in their native language, talking, scrolling at one another." Then the little Hiawatha learned every bird and its language, learned their names and all their secrets, how they built their nests in the summer and how they hid themselves in the winter, talked with them whenever he met them, called them Hiawatha's chickens. Of all the beasts he learned the language, learned their names and all their secrets, how the beaver built their lodges, where the squirrels hid their acorns, and the reindeer ran so swiftly, why the rabbit was so timid. Talked with them wherever he met them, called them Hiawatha's brothers. Oh, that was the last of it. Alright, next is Pocahontas. Wearied, aimed, and broken sword, waged in vain and desperate fight. Round him pressed the countless horde. He is but a single knight. Hark, a cry of triumph shrill through the wilderness, resounding. As the 20 bleeding wounds sinks the warrior fighting still. Now they heap the feral prey, and the torch of death they light. And 'tis hard to die by fire. Who will shield the captive knight? Round the stake with festive cries, woo the dance of savage crowd. Cold the victim's mane and pride, and his breast is bearded to die. Who will shield the fearless heart, the avert and the mudwort blithe? From the throwing of the sudden start, see there spring an Indian maid. You see there springs an Indian maid. Quick she stands before the knight, loose the chains, unbound the ring. I am the daughter of the king, and I claim the Indian right. Dauntlessly aside she flings lifted axe and thirsty knife. Fondly to the heart she clings, and her bosom guards his life. In the woods of Powhatan, still 'tis told by Indian fires, how the daughter of their sires saved a captive Englishman. The landing of the Pilgrim's fathers. The breaking waves dashed high on the stern of the rock-bound crest, and the woods against the stormy sky their giant bushes tossed, and the heaven's night hung dark and hills of waters over, and the band of exiles mourned their bark and the wild New England shore. Nor the conquerors came, they the true-hearted came, not with the rail of the stirring drums and the trumpet that sings of fame, not as the flying comes in silence and in fear, They struck the depths of the desert's gloom with their hymns of lofty cheer. Amidst the storm they sang, and the stars heard, and the sea, and the sounding isles of the dim woods rang to the anthem of the free. The ocean eagle soared from his nest by the white waves' foam, and the rocking pines of the forest roared, and their welcome home. There were men with hoary hair amidst the pilgrim bade. Why had they come to wither there, away from their childhood's land? Alright, baby, so we came over. Oh. There was a woman, fearless eyes lit by her deep love's truth. There was a manhood's brow slightly high, and the fiery heart of youth. What sought that they thus afar brought jewels of the main, and wealth of seas, the spoils of war, and sought of faith pure shame? I call in holy ground the soil where first they toiled, where first they trod, They left unstained what they had found, freedom to worship God. Alright, baby, so a lot of people came over here from England. We have ancestors that came over here from England as well. And from Spain, right? A lot of people came over here from Spain, and we have ancestors who came over from Spain as well. And a lot of people came over here from Ireland, and we have ancestors who came over here from Ireland as well. A lot of people came over from everywhere. And so why did this happen? Why did everyone leave their land? It started with Columbus. Columbus got money from the Queen and the King, and he decided to go around the world to prove that he could get to India in so many days. Well, he got to this land, and he thought that he was in India, but he wasn't. He was in America. And there were Indians here, native to this land, that owned this land, and all these people came in and stole the land from them. And it was Pocahontas that decided to save John Smith's life when she fell in love with him. And she decided to save his life because she thought that the fighting was stupid. But we came over here and we thought, what do people do nowadays? They look for money, right? They thought that there was money on this land, but there wasn't. And, but there are resources here. But we came over here and we stole things from people, right? People came over here and stole things from other people. And because they were a little bit different, they thought that they weren't like them. Everyone's the same. It doesn't matter what the skin tone is. Everyone has a heart. Everyone bleeds red. Everyone's the same. Everyone thinks and has feelings and emotions. Everyone's the same. Don't let little differences cast a shadow of doubt on who people are. You want to know who people are? You ask them. You talk to them. You observe them. You don't press judgment because of a skin tone or something like that. That's not right. As do we sit and watch the rain as it falls from the sky, and we are glad to be inside where it is warm and dry. Oh yes, I do love the rain. It keeps the earth so clean and helps the pretty flowers grow from the mountains to the streams. Whatever it is that you're doing today, I hope that you're safe and that you're having fun. And I hope that you know how much I love you and how much I miss you. I miss you so much. I just miss you. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I sent a letter to my love, but on my way I lost it. I lost it, I lost it. A little boy picked it up and put it in his pocket. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. Oh, say, oh playmate, come out and play with me. And bring your dollies 3, climb up my apple tree, shout down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more. It was a sunny day. She could not go out to play. She said with tearful eyes, my dolly's got the flu. Boo hoo 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 hoo. I ain't got no rain barrel. I ain't got no cellar door. But we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more, more. Lila Tove, and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. I sing Lila Tove to you. May Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. Karina, baby, I think this is the year. I know I said it last year and I said the year before. This is the year I'm actually going to get to see you. I believe it in my heart. I know a whole entire year has gone by. And I kept saying it, and I kept believing it, but it's a new year. It's a new day. And I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to get to play with you, and take you places, and color with you, and draw with you, and paint with you, and teach you things, and just all the stuff that we're supposed to be doing that we were doing every single day. We were doing school every day. We were going out every day. We were doing things every single day. This is the year, even if I don't get to do everything I want to do with you, this is the year that I'm going to start to get to see you. I know it. I know it in my heart. Mama's doing everything that she can do to get to see you. Alright? I'm complying with everything I'm supposed to be doing. Alright? Just know I'm trying. I love you. I can't wait to see you. Papa used to say, Mama's Papa's son. Papa's my moon. You are quite literally our rainbow baby, and we both love you. I love you so much, and that will never change. That will never, ever, ever, ever change no matter what. I will always love you.